So you might be wondering what happened to me. I don't know how long it's been since I've uploaded a video on here, and it's not because I've given up on YouTube or I've just decided that I don't like it anymore or anything like that, or that I've even been too busy. Honestly, I just came on here to do this video to update you guys and kind of tell you about the craziness. I'm not going to go super spiritual and say it's an attack of the enemy or that it was God ordained, but I will let you make your own assumptions once you hear this craziness. If this video is really terrible or you see lots of shaking like just now, it's because I'm recording on my phone using a selfie stick. Yes, I still have one, a selfie stick. So I actually have notes because it's been so crazy that I don't think I could recall it all just off the top of my head while I'm filming. I felt like there was something else I was gonna say. Oh yes, no editing, because I'm just doing this straight to YouTube. I think there's a way I can edit a little bit, so there might be teensy bit of editing. We'll see how much time I actually have and what I can figure out using the app. But for the most part, this will be basically unedited, so I apologize in advance if you see me look down. I'm looking at my notes. So basically, I have not had internet this entire time, and that's what I'm going to be walking you through, is the craziness of what has kept me from uploading onto YouTube. So it started out, me and my husband ran into some financial hardship, and it got to the point where we had to delegate money, and it just did not make sense to delegate it to Wi-Fi when we had things like, you know, vehicles and our rent and electricity and things like that that needed to be paid. So we let our internet get turned off and our cable. And then from there, we decided that getting it turned back on was just not a wise decision because things were still really tight. And there had been a new company in our area that we had been wanting to try anyway. So we went ahead and returned our gear from the company that we had internet and cable through, and we decided to just get internet through a different company. So we called this other company, and they gave us an appointment for 3 days from the date that we called. Well, finances were still really tight, and so we decided to reschedule, that it just wasn't wise to do it right then. We were kind of operating out of, it sucks to not have internet. So we called them and we rescheduled, and they still sent someone out. And so I had to see the person and be like, I'm so sorry, we rescheduled, I don't know what happened. So from there, when we rescheduled, they didn't have another appointment for us for 2 weeks. And it was like the first week of it, we just didn't hear anything back. Like we tried to reschedule, and they were like, okay, thanks. And we're like, okay, but when? And they're like, we don't know, we'll let you know as soon as we know. So it was 2 weeks of just waiting for us to get an appointment to get someone to install this new internet again. Into that 2 weeks, we're 2 days until having internet again. The entire time we've not had internet, my phone internet has been basically unusable. Like, I've been able to get on Twitter a little bit. Even Instagram takes a while. My phone is so slow, but it's not just my phone, it's everybody who's come over. They can't use their internet on their phones at my house. And two, my neighbor complained, sorry, she's literally against this wall, so I'm pointing back here. My neighbor complained that her phone, she hasn't been able to use internet on her phone either. So it's something in this area, our neighborhood, our street, I don't know. But we haven't been able to use internet on our phones. And it's not just always been this way. We're not just in an area that's super secluded, because I've always had really great internet. And at first I thought, well, maybe it's just because I've had Wi-Fi this whole time. But everyone else seems to be like, wait, what happened? Why are our phones not working here? So it's definitely like something going on. So 2 days before the guy comes to install, my laptop, which I use for my editing, was sitting on the couch, and my son knocked it off onto the tile floor. Now, he's dropped my laptop before, and it's an iMac, or do you call it an iMac, MacBook, whatever, I don't know. It's a MacBook, so it's got like the metal, so it's pretty resilient. And so I've never had a problem with it before, but this time it fell, and I just knew in my heart, I was like, he broke it. He broke it. I just knew, like, there was no sense of hope in me at all. I knew. So when I opened it up, it wouldn't turn on. My husband troubleshot it? No editing. We're just gonna keep pressing on. But we realized that you could run it in safe mode with another monitor hooked up to it. So it's something wrong with my screen, but it won't boot up in just regular mode. And unfortunately, in safe mode, I cannot run iMovie, which I use to edit my videos, and my computer was too slow for, what's that other one? I don't know. There's one that like professional people use, or people who want to do a good job use for editing, and I tried that and it would not work with my laptop because it's a little bit older, and it just slowed my laptop down so much that it just kept, anyways, not important. Back on track. So from there I was like, okay, well, at least I can get on YouTube. Once we have Wi-Fi, I can see if I can use Wi-Fi in safe mode. I can log on to YouTube and I can see if I can at least upload my footage and use they have like this beta studio thing, and I thought maybe I can edit it through that. I've seen that before. So that was my goal. The guy comes out for the install 2 days later and informs me that our area is in a blackout, and that he can install it so that we don't have to wait a long time for someone else to come out and install it again, but we won't have internet through the rest of the day, and that it should be back on tomorrow, but if it's not, we need to call. And he had this happen before with the lady, and it was 2 weeks before everything was straightened out with her. So he's like, if you don't want to do it, I understand. So we were like, well, do we have to pay right now? He's like, no, you don't pay until you get it, so you're fine. When you have internet, wait about, within 7 days, you need to get online and make your first payment so that your internet doesn't get cut off from there. So I was like, okay, cool. So the next day, no internet. But then we have a tropical storm come through in Houston, the Houston area. I'm not in Houston. Don't try and come find me. Listen, creepers, I'm not in Houston. Don't try and come find me. Unless you want to come find me, then go look in Houston, because I'm not there. Anyways, so just lots of, you know, heavy rains and stuff hit our area as well. And so I was like, well, maybe that's why I don't have internet. So I didn't want to call in the middle of all this, so I waited another day, and there was still a lot of rains and stuff. So I think I waited 3 days to call. I still didn't have internet. And I was on hold on that morning for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 40 minutes. I was on hold for 40 minutes, I remember now. And I talked to the lady, and basically she was like, well, only your husband's on the account. You can't make any decisions, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, okay, so my husband's working. I call him. I'm like, hey, I can't do anything. And he's like, well, let me send you over all of my emails that they've sent me. That way you have all the information. So I'm looking at the emails. There's supposed to be this pin that I'm supposed to have to be able to do everything. Cannot find the pin anywhere. He's like, yeah, they never gave me a pin. So then I call again. I'm on hold for 2 hours. And finally the lady gives me the pin, and she's like, okay, now you can go online and do everything. So I go online, basically says my account's inactive. So I'm like, well, I don't understand. We just signed up. We've never even got internet. So I thought maybe we didn't log on to pay soon enough, so they deactivated it. So I tried to activate it, and it said that I couldn't. So I was like, well, I don't know what's wrong. So I called again. I was on hold for, I think, close to 3 hours this time. And no, I tried to call. I was on hold for, I think, another 2 hours, and I also used, they had like a texting service, so I was on hold with that too. So that kicked in first, and so I was able to talk to them, and they were basically like, hey, we have a problem with our system right now, and it's not letting us activate any new modems, and that's why you don't have internet, is because company-wide, we can't activate any new services. So people who have the service already, so probably if we would have had the money within that first appointment, we would have had internet right now. But guys, every single turn, every single thing, this is the first time my phone has even had enough internet for me to attempt to try and do this through YouTube on my phone. So that's what's been going on. I'm just gonna check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, no, it looks like that's basically it. But I mean, it's insane. I've been trying and trying and trying. Things are okay again financially. We're doing well. We can afford internet. I just can't get it. And even, I don't know. I could just go on and on and on. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys hi, and that I miss you all, and that I'm trying. But today, I just kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to put it in God's hands. I can't do anything. I feel like I keep turning every different direction and trying to make things work, and it's not just like things aren't working with me and what I'm doing. It's like, you know, none of the cell phones in the area are getting good internet connection where I live. The company-wide, you know, there was a blackout in my area and then a company-wide problem with activating new modem. It's like I can't do anything. So I've just kind of come to peace with it. I guess I'm just gonna start having fun. I mean, I've been kind of having fun, but I mean, it's been stressing me out. So I'm just gonna kind of let it go, and you guys will see me when you see me. I might, if this is successful, I might continue to make a couple of phone uploads. I don't know, but you're in my thoughts, and I miss making videos, and I have lots of plans, lots of funny stuff, but nothing right now. We'll see where God leads me, where God leaves me. That's kind of what I feel like. No, we'll see where God leads me and leads this channel and all that fun stuff, but I will make it back. It's just I don't know how long. So bye guys.